In our quest to define the essence of a good man, society often paints the picture of one who is gentle, kind, and above all, harmless. But is a man who avoids all conflicts and harm at all costs truly embodying goodness? Or is he simply sidestepping the responsibility of making difficult choices? This pervasive belief suggests that the absence of the capacity to inflict pain or suffering upon others is synonymous with moral righteousness. Yet, upon closer examination, this seemingly straightforward correlation between harmlessness and goodness unravels, revealing a complex and provocative stance that challenges the foundations of our moral understanding. To understand the concept, one must first accept that the capacity for harm is a universal trait, woven into the fabric of our being. The first reason why a harmless man is not a good man is the misinterpretation of harmlessness as a virtue, is a critical oversight in our collective moral compass. Often lauded as an inherent good, harmlessness is frequently celebrated without a deeper examination of its implications. This superficial appraisal neglects the human character, overlooking the transformative growth that arises from grappling with our capacity for harm. The truth is, the absence of the ability or desire to inflict pain does not automatically confer moral superiority or depth of character. Instead, it may merely indicate a lack of engagement with the complex realities of human nature. For instance, Arjuna, a warrior on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, is initially paralyzed by the thought of fighting against his own relatives, teachers, and comrades. His harmlessness at that moment stems from a deep aversion to causing pain and death. However, through his dialogue with Krishna, Arjuna comes to understand that his duty as a warrior and his responsibilities toward establishing righteousness necessitate engaging in the battle. The teaching here centers on the idea that recognizing one's duty and acting with righteousness, even when it involves conflict, is a higher virtue than avoiding action to prevent harm. The heart of this misunderstanding lies in the failure to recognize that true virtue is not about the absence of the potential to do harm, but about the presence of the choice to refrain from harm. This distinction is crucial, for it places emphasis on the conscious decision-making process that defines moral integrity. It's in the acknowledgement and management of one's darker capacities that one finds the opportunity for significant moral development. When individuals confront and navigate these inner challenges, they cultivate a more profound form of goodness, one that is resilient and informed by a deep understanding of the breadth of human potential, both for harm and for healing. Reason 2 is the exploration into how harmlessness, particularly when it arises from an incapacity for cruelty, leaves individuals not in a state of virtuous tranquility, but in a condition of vulnerability and incompleteness. This vulnerability is not merely physical, but penetrates the psychological and emotional realms, leading to a fragility that undermines the individual's ability to stand firm in the face of adversity. Such individuals, by virtue of their inability to enact harm, find themselves at a disadvantage, not just in confrontations that might require self-defense, but in the broader negotiations of life where strength and the capacity to assert oneself play pivotal roles. Consider a personal relationship where boundaries are not respected. If you find yourself unable to express discontent or to assert your needs because you're incapable of manifesting any form of confrontation, the relationship can become one-sided. The dynamic shifts towards an imbalance where your needs and feelings are continually sidelined. This scenario not only leads to emotional distress, but also to a profound sense of incompleteness as an individual. You become dependent on the other person's goodwill for your emotional well-being, rather than standing as an equal partner in the relationship. This state of being, wherein one is incapable of cruelty or harm, might initially seem commendable. However, it significantly restricts personal growth and development. The completeness of an individual's character is honed through trials and adversities, through the capacity to confront and overcome internal and external challenges. When one lacks the ability to engage with these darker aspects of existence, there is a missed opportunity for development. This inability to defend oneself or others effectively can lead to a dependence on those who can, which further perpetuates a cycle of vulnerability and powerlessness. This incompleteness touches on the essence of human interrelations. The dynamics of respect, trust, and mutual support are nuanced, often requiring a balance between gentleness and the strength to take a stand. Individuals who are harmless due to incapacity rather than choice might find it challenging to command respect, or to be seen as reliable pillars in times of crisis. Thus, this form of harmlessness, rather than being a virtue, becomes a limitation, a barrier to achieving a fully realized, robust, and resilient selfhood. The journey towards self-completeness demands an acknowledgement of one's capacity for darkness, not as a force to be unleashed, but as a potential to be understood, controlled, and transcended. The third reason delves into the intricate relationship between the acknowledgement of one's darker capacities and the cultivation of self-respect and the respect of others. The crux of this argument lies in the understanding that true self-respect is not merely about recognizing one's virtues, but also about confronting and mastering one's shadows. This confrontation is not a path to glorify or act upon these darker impulses, but to understand their nature and to choose a higher path consciously. Without this acknowledgement, an individual's self-respect remains superficial, built on an incomplete self-concept that ignores the full spectrum of their potential, both for good and for harm. Moreover, this lack of engagement with one's darker capacities significantly impacts how others perceive and respect an individual. Respect from others often comes from a recognition of strength, resilience, and the moral integrity that arises from overcoming personal challenges. When someone demonstrates that they have not only faced their darker tendencies, but have also mastered them, they command a deeper, more authentic form of respect. This respect is rooted in the acknowledgement of the complexity and depth of their character, a testament to their journey towards self-mastery and virtue. For example, facing significant challenges like tight deadlines and high team pressure, you might be tempted to ignore conflicts between team members, hoping they resolve on their own. This avoidance, while easy, fails to address underlying issues, highlighting a reluctance to engage with a critical aspect of leadership: conflict resolution. Acknowledging the conflict as a personal leadership challenge involves confronting your own fears of upsetting others or being disliked. By directly addressing the issue, facilitating open communication, and working towards a resolution, you navigate through personal discomfort and enhance team cohesion and project success. This approach not only boosts your self-respect by facing and managing internal challenges, but also earns your team's deeper respect. Demonstrating a willingness to tackle difficult situations head-on showcases your resilience, integrity, and commitment to the team's well-being and the project's success. Conversely, failing to engage with these darker aspects can lead to a perception of naivety or weakness, qualities that can undermine the respect one commands in social and professional circles. The deep respect of others, much like self-respect, is earned through the demonstration of a nuanced, balanced approach to one's inner world. It comes from the recognition that the individual has navigated the treacherous waters of their psyche and emerged with a profound understanding of themselves and a deliberate commitment to goodness, too. The fourth reason why a harmless man is not a good man is the compelling call for shadow integration, a psychological process crucial for achieving personal wholeness. This journey involves a deep dive into the self, engaging with the parts we often shy away from: our capacity for darkness, our unacknowledged desires, and our repressed fears. It's a pathway endorsed by the pioneering insights of Carl Jung, who illuminated the importance of embracing our entire being, including those facets hidden in the shadows. This process isn't about giving darkness free rein, but acknowledging its presence as a step towards complete self-awareness. The necessity of this integration cannot be overstated. Without it, we remain fragmented, only partially conscious of the depth and breadth of our potential. This partial awareness constrains our ability to navigate life authentically, leaving us at the mercy of unseen forces within us. The journey towards shadow integration is thus a journey towards liberation, freeing us from the shackles of unexamined fears and desires. The act of facing our darker capacities fosters a profound transformation. It allows us to access a fuller range of our emotional and psychological strengths, enriching our personal and interpersonal experiences. This transformative process not only enhances self-understanding, but also deepens our compassion for others, recognizing that we all share a common human struggle. Ultimately, shadow integration lays the groundwork for a more authentic, resilient, and compassionate existence. It's about transforming our relationship with the parts of ourselves we've learned to fear or despise, turning them into sources of strength. This psychological journey, challenging though it may be, is essential for anyone seeking a complete and balanced life, where decisions are made from a place of full awareness and profound self-acceptance. The fifth reason is the exploration of controlled strength as a vital virtue, a nuanced understanding that the mastery over one's capacity for harm imbues an individual with a form of strength that is both powerful and measured. This concept transcends the traditional view of strength as mere physical or coercive power, positioning it instead as a deliberate exercise of restraint and moral discernment. The journey to recognizing and mastering this capacity for harm is intricate, demanding not only self-awareness, but also a deep commitment to personal ethics. It's about harnessing the potential for destructiveness in a way that it becomes a guardian of peace rather than a threat to it. This mastery does not emerge overnight. It is cultivated through continuous reflection and the disciplined practice of self-control. It requires an individual to confront their darkest impulses and learn to navigate them with wisdom. In doing so, one develops a controlled strength that is not reactionary, but responsive, not impulsive, but intentional. This kind of strength is rare and represents a higher order of moral capability, where the decision not to harm, despite having the power to do so, is a reflection of true inner fortitude. Controlled strength as a virtue enhances the capacity for true goodness. It enables individuals to act from a place of compassion and understanding, rather than from fear or aggression. The restraint it advocates is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to the individual's strength of character and depth of moral conviction. It is the mark of a person who can stand firm in the face of provocation, protect without causing unnecessary harm, and lead with a gentle yet unyielding hand. Reason 6 underscores the critical importance for those deemed chosen, individuals bestowed with leadership roles or significant responsibilities, to embrace their capacity for harm as a means to lead and protect effectively. This necessity stems not from a desire to wield power recklessly, but from the understanding that true leadership involves the discernment to know when and how to apply force, whether metaphorical or literal, for the greater good. The mantle of leadership demands more than the mere ability to inspire. It requires the capability to make hard decisions, sometimes involving the use of force or the imposition of strict measures, to safeguard the well-being of the many. For leaders, the acknowledgement and mastery of their capacity for harm is integral to their effectiveness. It equips them with a controlled strength, allowing them to act decisively and with authority when necessary. This is not about promoting violence, but about recognizing that the potential for it exists and must be judiciously managed. A leader who understands this balance can navigate the complex dynamics of power, influence, and responsibility with wisdom and integrity. They become capable of protecting their people, not only through the power of their ideals, but also through the pragmatic application of their strength. This embrace of one's darker capabilities fosters a respect that is rooted in realism, not idealism. Followers and adversaries alike come to recognize the depth of such leaders' commitment to their principles, as well as their readiness to confront challenges head-on, even when it means making uncomfortable choices. This deepens the trust placed in them, reinforcing their legitimacy and the effectiveness of their leadership. For the chosen ones, the journey towards acknowledging their capacity for harm is not a descent into darkness, but a necessary step towards achieving a nuanced understanding of leadership. It is about preparing oneself for the realities of governance and protection, where the strength to do harm, when tempered with wisdom and restraint, becomes an indispensable asset. This complex balance is what enables leaders to protect, to serve, and to guide their followers towards a common goal, making the embrace of one's capacity for harm a crucial component of responsible and effective leadership. The final reason delves into the transformative impact on both society and personal relationships when individuals strive for true goodness rather than settling for mere harmlessness. This pursuit of goodness, characterized by a deep engagement with one's capacity for harm and a deliberate choice to act virtuously, cultivates a more ethical and resilient community. When individuals commit to this path, they contribute to a collective ethos that values depth of character, moral integrity, and the welfare of others above the simplicity of being inoffensive. This commitment fosters an environment where trust, mutual respect, and a sense of shared purpose flourish, laying the foundation for a society that can withstand and thrive amidst challenges. On a personal level, striving for goodness rather than harmlessness transforms relationships into deeper, more meaningful connections. It encourages authenticity and openness, allowing individuals to relate to one another with a full understanding of their complexities and vulnerabilities. This depth of interaction breeds a form of resilience that is rooted in mutual support and understanding, enhancing the capacity of relationships to navigate adversities. Furthermore, by choosing goodness, individuals model behaviors that inspire others, creating a ripple effect that can elevate the moral standards of their communities. The collective pursuit of goodness over harmlessness can lead to significant societal transformation. It shifts the cultural narrative from one that avoids conflict at the cost of progress to one that embraces the challenges of ethical living as opportunities for growth. Such a society is better equipped to address injustices, to foster social cohesion, and to create an environment where individuals are empowered to achieve their potential. The transition from a community of the harmless to one of the actively good is a journey towards a more ethical, just, and resilient society, where the challenges of living together are met with wisdom, strength, and compassion. In the labyrinth of morality, we uncover the elusive truth that the absence of harm does not necessarily denote goodness. It is a journey veiled in shadows, where the depths of self-discovery reveal the intricate dance between light and darkness within. True goodness, shrouded in mystery, beckons forth those daring enough to tread its enigmatic path, a path illuminated by the flickering flames of self-awareness, mastery, and the conscious choice to transcend one's capacity for harm. As we traverse this ethereal landscape, we are drawn to the realization that harmlessness, when stripped of its veneer, reveals a profound incompleteness, a void yearning to be filled with the whispers of our darkest truths. For in the depths of vulnerability lies the crucible where true strength is forged, a strength tempered by the conscious restraint of our primal urges, a strength that emanates from the very core of our being. Leaders, the chosen ones, emerge from the shadows, wielding not the sword of domination, but the ethereal blade of moral integrity. Theirs is a journey of transformation, where the shadows they confront become the cloak of wisdom that adorns their shoulders. And as they navigate the ethereal currents of societal and personal metamorphosis, they become beacons in the night, a guiding light for those who seek the elusive shores of true goodness. In this enigmatic existence, the journey towards true goodness remains an ever-shifting labyrinth, a labyrinth where the answers lie not in the clarity of light, but in the depths of shadow. It is a journey of mystery, of revelation, and of the eternal quest to uncover the enigma of our own humanity.